doing, everybody? Daniel Mosnet here with Cowboy Charcoal, and today we're talking wood, and specifically wood chunks. Now, Cowboy makes a fantastic lineup of all kinds of briquettes and lump charcoal, but we really feature wood. So cooking with wood chunks, there's a few different things that you want to be able to do. Number one, you can cook exclusively with wood chunks and not with any charcoal at all. Basically, wood chunks, just like this, are the charcoal before it was turned into charcoal. So it's just the raw wood, and that's all we use for Cowboy Charcoal is raw, all natural wood. So this is that wood before it gets into a carbonized state. So you could put this in a charcoal chimney with some all natural starters at the bottom, and you could use this as your charcoal just as you would briquettes or lump. Either way, it's up to you. I prefer to use lump charcoal and put a few pieces of wood right on top about 5 to 7 minutes before I'm ready to start cooking. So a lot of folks may ask, what are wood chunks? Well, it's very simple. Wood chunks are just pieces of wood that have been cut, just like this, and have been kiln-dried, which means we cook them to reduce all of the moisture. There's about 5 to 8% moisture left in the chunks when you get them at home. So that means that they're gonna smoke every time. Since we kiln dry all of our wood chunks, you want to make sure that you don't soak them in water before you're ready to use them. Kind of defeats the purpose. We want to make sure that you have a nice dry piece of wood. That's going to give you all of that great smoking flavor, okay? So just use a couple of chunks. A little bit of smoke goes a long way, and you want to make sure that you don't put on your food too soon after you've used your wood chunks, because then you'll get too much of that dirty smoke, and we'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. So today I've got a few different flavors of wood. I've got mesquite wood that's gonna give you a really hearty taste. This is very popular in the Southwest and Texas, very common wood down there, but it's not very subtle at all. It's a very strong flavor. Mesquite has a very strong flavor. I have hickory here, which is a little bit more mild and balanced and smooth. And I have applewood here, which goes with a variety of different proteins, including pork and vegetables. The mesquite you're gonna wanna use for bigger proteins like beef or buffalo. Hickory you can really use on just about anything because it's so balanced and mild and has a nice smooth smoky flavor. So to use your wood chunks is very simple, very similar to wood chips, but this is a little bit more for charcoal and a little bit more smoke. So you just take your wood chunk and we're gonna put them right on our coals. I'm gonna use 1 hickory and 1 apple. So that's gonna sit right on the hottest part of our grill, and that's gonna start smoking here in just a couple of minutes as it starts getting up to temperature. We're already starting to get a little bit of smoke out of it now. So now that we're starting to smoke, just give it a few minutes and see how dark of a color this smoke is. That isn't necessarily the color of smoke that you wanna cook over. You wanna wait till that dark smoke turns a little bit more translucent and kind of a lighter blue color. That's how you know that your chunks and your smoke are ready to cook over. Okay, so now that we've closed that, you can see that there's a little bit more smoke, and you can see the different color of the smoke, how it's much lighter than the smoke that we saw earlier. The smoke we saw earlier was kind of that dark brown, that dark color smoke. That's not what you want to cook over. This light blue color smoke is what you want to see. And we'll start getting more fire once I open the top, but now we're at the point that you can put your food over and start grilling. You can either do hot and fast with some great steaks, or you can do something that's a little bit larger, that takes a little bit more time on the cooler side of the grill and have all that beautiful smoke coming from the chunks. Okay, it's as easy as that. I'm Daniel Mosnet with Cowboy Charcoal. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe for all of these tips and so many great recipes. Until next week, keep cooking with Cowboy.